Greetings everyone and welcome to my second part of my Skyrim Permanent Death playthrough. In the last video, we really didn't accomplish much apart from arriving to Skyrim and getting some equipment and some food and trying to see what we can do to increase our survivability so we can complete perhaps at least a first quest. So I had made the decision to...
Did you see someone run past just now?
Yeah, he went that way.
Great. Thanks.
We're not going to return his shield. Apart to just, increase, Gunnar's survivability and try to take our first quest. In the last video, I was actually going to go to Helgen and, start the main quest line. But I think before I even do that, I'm just going to go to a camp that I know is located somewhere nearby, but I can't remember where. I think it should be over here. And see what we can get from the bandits. Because I think one of them should always carry a suit of iron armor. And, that way we will return to Riverwood and, pick up a bounty and see what we could do. So let's get our magic out here. Yeah, okay, so I guessed correctly. Alright, so let's take care of the archer first. There goes that silly little wood elf. Quite a dangerous orc here. I want to take care of her first. She's aggressive. And we have a level up, so that's not too bad. I'm hoping that she's going to go down somewhat soon. He went down rather quickly. He's very resilient. Perfect. Alright. Let's take everything they have. We're gonna sell it. We may take her shield, because I'm not sure if I'm feeling two-handed. Which, when I actually beat Skyrim many years ago, two-handed was my favorite thing. Exposure. Your exposure has increased and your skills are beginning to suffer. You should find a fire to warm up. Increasing your total warmth by wearing warm armor can reduce your rate of exposure. At very high exposure, you will pass out and awaken elsewhere by default. Okay. He's getting cold rather quickly, right, for a Nord? That's why I may tone it down. Fire and shelter. The area is so cold that even with a fire, you can't get any warmer. Shelters trap heat, making your fire more effective. You can usually get warmer by pitching a tent near the fire and getting inside of it. You can also take shelter inside a nearby building or cave or underneath anything large enough to cover you. Larger fires are warmer than smaller fires. Fur tents are warmer than leather tents. So we will make due note of that. We're definitely going to make note of that. It's going to help us survive here. And, make sure we don't die in 2 videos and then we have to start another character. No, we're gonna leave the axe there, actually. Gunnar doesn't really care about her dignity and leaving her bear out there. Gunnar is definitely no, Draven, which, is my, Daggerfall character. I think Gunnar would want to commit a raid on elven villages and so forth. If he is the Dragonborn, if we get past that... let's take care of this guy as well. He's a thief. And, we're gonna take what he has. Let's drink the mead. There we go. It looks like the, that hunter didn't find him. We're gonna fast travel, since it's not too far. And, we want to buy some food from the inn. I believe it's the Sleeping Giant Inn. Yeah, Gunnar's definitely no Draven. Heroic, but not too heroic. I was almost tempted to pick the bandit backstory, but I think this made, more sense. Just arriving at Skyrim. Hearing all about the unrest and so forth. The notice board. So let's get warmth first, and then see what we're going to level up. I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to go on a loop here. We're going to get Magicka first, health, and then stamina. Stamina I think I'm going to leave at 250. Health I'm going to max out, and Magicka I think I'm going to get at 250 or 280. Actually, I'm going to get stamina at 200 because I don't think any more is necessary. So for our first point, let's go into magic. And I don't know what weapon and armor skill I'm going to choose first. So I think the first thing that I should do is pick a skill I'm going to be sure of and get a point into destruction. We definitely need dual casting. We only need a little bit more to get that.
Orgnar, are you listening?
We got rooms and food. Drink.
Let's get a
of
refill.
course.
Alright, perfect. And let's see what he has for
Drink
sale.
For the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Cooked beef. I think that's pretty significant, right? No water skins. Okay, this is pretty disappointing. I'm wondering if we're just gonna have to make more water skins, really. The cooked chicken breast. Okay.
Hard not to.
And let's see if
The ale
we
is
can
going bad.
make
We
some
need to get a
potions.
new batch.
Because that's a, you
Did
know,
hear me?
tree that I kind of
Yeah,
want to invest
ale's
to.
bad.
So let's make some
Guess you don't have
potions here.
potatoes
Doesn't
in
matter
yours
what they
after.
are. Don't know any recipes.
Just make sure we get a fresh
But
batch.
that's actually how you start out in Skyrim until you actually like find a
Come on
recipe,
in.
you know,
Let
which
me know
we're
if
not
you
gonna
need
do.
anything, or take- Eat by the
I'm
fire
hoping
and
we
send
could get
someone
at
over.
least one level up, right? Into alchemy. Yeah, it might not happen. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Alright, well that's unfortunate. I thought perhaps we had enough ingredients. And we have another perk point. Okay, so I guess the next thing I'm going to be sure of is perhaps smithing. Now, could go into restoration, but I'm going to steal some things. And equipping armor shouldn't, you know, getting better gear through smithing should be priority to increase our survivability. Now, I know I've heard some of the creation club stuff is really busted. But I've never played with it before, and, you know, I was under the impression, at least, you know, when I played Skyrim many, many years ago, that Daedric and Dragonborn are the best armors you can get, with the exception of a few artifacts, and even then, that, you know, they could become more powerful than the artifacts. You just had to, you know, enchant them and so forth. So I don't know if the... You know, I know they added the Knights of the Nine Armor, the Lord's Mail. I don't know if any of that stuff is more powerful than that, and I might be wasting perk points. But, you know, we'll figure things out as they go along. So let's see if we can actually get, a bounty here. Yeah, we're definitely not going to, get a giant bounty at all. That's definitely suicide. Let's get this.
Poppus isn't too friendly.
And so is Dwemer Technology, because I don't want to fight a Dwemer Centurion, and then we died. Kill the bandit leader located at Valtheim Towers. By order of Balgruth the Greater, to all able-bodied men and women of Whiterun, the bandits located in Valtheim Towers have been harassing, robbing, and attacking citizens and visitors. A reward will be offered to anyone who kills their leader. Preventus Avenici. Alright. I kind of don't like how... I don't like the new naming conventions for Imperials in Skyrim. I think they should have kept the... I mean, I know there's... Like, Tullius is still Romanesque. But, they definitely went more for, like, medieval, like, Italian sort of naming conventions, and I don't like it. I really prefer just the you know, the Roman Empire names. And, you know, it's just, it's what makes the Imperials, I guess. Honestly, you know, I like Oblivion's aesthetic. I am really fond of, you know, classic fantasy like Mystara. And, okay, this is bad. We're just being attacked. And well, actually not bad at all, because he has a steel... They both have steel. Why did he die so easily? Alright, so this is definitely a must. We're gonna take that steel battle axe. And that steel war axe. That's actually great. Let's go back to Riverwood, actually. And we're gonna sell some things, right, to the blacksmith. Hopefully, he actually takes a break. Perhaps we can steal something. It's getting kind of late. And maybe we can craft some steel armor.
You looking for a new blade? Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Yeah, let's steal, well, not steal, but sell the Iron Warhammer, the mace. We're gonna get rid of the great sword. We're gonna keep the battle axe. And man, I don't know. I guess, yeah, we're gonna sell the steel mace. We're gonna stick to axes because I don't think we really need like any artifacts to optimize his character. And he's a Nord anyway. I see him favoring sort of axes, so let's go with that. We're gonna sell the fur armor. Not all of it, just some of it. We're gonna sell the hide boots, the shield. We're gonna keep this to disenchant, and let's sell the studded armor. That's great. Perhaps we should sleep, at least for the night. We're gonna get a room at the Sleeping Giant Inn and try to clear out that bandit tower. All right.
Welcome.
It may be suicide because I know it's the bandit tower near Whiterun.
You're that visitor, Ben Poke.
And I don't know how intense that's gonna be.
Food, drink
Who do I
too.
talk to about? I think it
cook.
was Delphine.
Much
I'm
else
the
to
innkeeper.
tell.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Great, perfect.
Until next time.
But yeah, I don't mind the aesthetic to Oblivion, but it definitely could have been more Roman-esque, and I definitely, you know, like the original description of jungles and, sort of like Imperial guards wielding katanas, and it was just very strange, very Mediterranean. I think I have mixed opinions on it, honestly, because I don't get tired of traditional fantasy. Like I said, I like a lot of the old school D&D stuff, Mystara, Greyhawk. Yeah, let's see what we can eat. We'll eat a raw potato for the sake of it, and drink some water skin and some wine. Forgotten Realms, although I think I'm more of a Greyhawk person than Forgotten Realms, I'm not sure. And, just all that sort of stuff, Lord of the Rings.
Certainly.
I've read, like, a lot of fantasy modules and books. So I actually like the classic aesthetic. I don't mind it. But definitely they had a very solid idea with, yeah, I think 5:30 should be... I wasn't trying to wait. I could have sworn I was clicking, cancel. 'Cause I just kind of want to get to Voltheim Towers. I don't want to increase his exposure. But yeah, I definitely think they could have done something with that. I think they just took the easy route, Bethesda. Going with traditional design instead of just rolling with, the lore they had. And then, they changed it and said Talos used, like, what, the dragon breath to change Cyrodiil? I don't know. I don't know the whole explanation for Cyrodiil turning into a Mediterranean beach jungle to medieval forest, but we're just gonna drop the subject there. But I liked it. I did. And I still like it, but at the same time, I also feel conflicted. And I'm pretty sure most of the fan base agrees that they like it, but also feel conflicted at the same time. My main, Dark Clouds and Thunder Threaten, great. It's gonna rain again. We really just want to perform our quest. I have a few, like, problems with Skyrim's, sort of representation of the Nords, right? I feel like in this game we should have had, barbarian clans and mead halls everywhere, and very savage-looking stone cities, and, see, like, a few warriors who can still wield, the dragon voice, or the Thuum, and that sort of thing. Yeah, this is gonna hinder us. There was a lot that they could have done. Instead, they're, show the religion of Kine more, Soon, and, the other deities, sure, and not imperialize them so much. I feel like they're imperializing every single race in the Elder Scrolls world. But yeah, didn't mean to, like, go on about that so much. Now, I'm not saying that I dislike the atmosphere of this game. It's very much a part of my obsession with role-playing games and fantasy. This game started it. But knowing what I know now, they could have done things a little differently. But either way, I love this game, and I have an emotional attachment to it.
Yes?
So who's Balbus? Hello?
I'm collecting ingredients to bring to the gourmet. You'll think my taste so refined when I offer them to him. You have heard of the gourmet?
I don't think that would interest Gunnar too much. I don't think he's heard of him.
You've not heard of the gourmet? Author of Uncommon Taste? He is a wizard with a spatula. No, actual wizard, but his recipes are legendary. You know, I've heard the gourmet is in Skyrim right now.
Okay, perhaps if we... I know that's a book, right? If we come across that book, we're gonna read it. Let's collect some ingredients here. I think there should be a cave up here. We're gonna quickly dispose of these bandits and try to get some cover. I don't know if... Am I heading the right way? I see there's a cave up here. I used to do mountain jumping all the time when I played Skyrim back in the day. I don't know if that's the wise thing to do right now. Yeah, let's use our magic here. Great, he's dead. A note to Rodolph. Let's read it in the middle of battle. Rodolph, your little stunts try my patience. I know my uncle has issues, but he is our watchman, and you will respect him. No more sneaking in and out. No more games with his ledger or nails on his chair. No more. One more joke, and you'll see how funny a day in the cage can be. Hajvar. I mean, I respect that, right? He's sticking up for his uncle. Even as bandits, he still cares about his family. Alright, so let's get... Actually, let's favorite... the battle axe and the steel war axe. And let's favorite the shield too, just in case. So, we're gonna put this at 3. And we're gonna test this beautiful weapon out. I love the way the steel battle axe looks.
You'll be so much easier to rob.
I like how he's still talking with an axe in his shoulder. Alright, so... I think I'm starting to feel it again. My favoritism for two-handed in this game. It's just very fun. It's very satisfying. Now, should Gunnar kill the blind man? I remember he's blind, but I don't think that's something he would do. Let's take the sack of flour.
Who's there? Rodolph? That you?
Yeah.
Boss was looking for you. Said he'd be up at the summit. Better not keep him waiting.
Yeah. We just confirmed that we were Rodolph. All right, so let's take all of this stuff. We're just gonna let him live, but we are gonna take his potatoes. It's definitely not honorable to kill like a blind old man, despite Gunnar's savage tendencies. Yeah, let's just take all of this stuff because I don't know if I want to master alchemy. But I do definitely know... Let's take the fur helmet, too. That could help in the snow. Definitely know that, I want to make use of it. Taking the diamond. Now, I don't know what's... Okay, it's a mage. This is not good. This is not good. This is making me somewhat panic. We don't have any potions. We may die here. We may die here. Because I'm panicking and I can't remember the controls. We have to take care of that mage because he's causing all sorts of problems. This may be our doom. No, we'll leave the maze. You know, I'm wondering, let's try magic and weapon. This may be more practical than two-handed. Let's just give it a whirl. That was very close. I could not remember. Yeah, let's take all of this. The key slots. It's just very cumbersome. I may try to play with the controller next video if we survive this one. But I don't know yet. Let's take the wine. We didn't... let's see. Let's favorite the shield. We did favorite the shield. Oh, okay, it's right here. Let's give it a whirl. Let's see how weapon and shield spell sword feels. No, we're gonna leave that untouched for now. Should we take the boots? Yeah, we're gonna take the boots. An iron helmet? An iron plate helmet. I like the way that looks. I think that's new. Yeah, hold on. I'm not familiar with all the new creation stuff or the anniversary edition stuff. Yeah, that is new. That's definitely not... Yeah, I like it. It actually looks better than the iron helmet I'm wearing now. Hold on, that's not what I want to do. Let's see. Aesthetically, I don't think it fits right now. But if we can find an iron set like that, we're definitely going to equip it. So we're just going to keep the regular iron on for now. Because that way, without a full set of an iron plate, it just looks ridiculous. Let's pull this chain. I remember it opens up a door. This is something I don't like. Let's use magic here. We're going to keep our distance. Perfect. He's done for. We have a level up, so if push comes to shove, we are just gonna use that level up. A health potion. I wonder if this was a bright idea. Because I'm starting to regret coming here. There's a warhammer there. Let's take these potions. Well, they're wines. Alright, fantastic. Nothing in the cupboard. Okay, I think I want to rest, perhaps just a bit. We're gonna get every single ingredient we can. That really made us nervous, especially the mage. Mages are a nightmare in this game. I really have to watch out for mages. The Hope of Redoran. Okay, let's actually get that. An Explorer's Guide to Skyrim. I want to rest just for a little bit. Hopefully this will help our warmth. I don't think, adrenaline? What is that? Oh, okay. But what causes adrenaline? Because it says it rises slower. Let's drink a little bit of water. And let's eat a chicken breast. Yeah, okay, so he's good for now. Alright, so I'm kind of nervous about... I know the bandit leader to this cave is formidable. However, this is going to be a big risk. And I don't know if I should do it, despite me not being, you know, because I'm not perfect with the PC controller scheme on this game. But I know he has a steel set, right? A set of steel armor. And I'm wondering if it's worth the gamble. If he doesn't have steel armor, I think we may retreat and live to fight another day. Because I at least like to make it to a few parts before, you know, Gunnar dies. We're gonna try to be smart, but I'm not feeling very smart right now. Hajvar Iron Hand. He has an enchantment. Okay, I remember. He has an enchantment of, yeah, we're using magic. Okay, this turned out to be better than I could have anticipated. Beautiful. Alright, so... I did do the right thing by coming here. Let's see what's in the chest. Some gold pieces, a silver ring. Yeah, let's just get all of it. And iron hand gauntlets. Yes, we're definitely going to equip that. Let's just get all of it. Let's steal all of it. Well, not steal. He's dead. He's a bandit, so he probably stole it himself. Let's drop something. The steel greatsword, perhaps? No. We'll drop 1 axe. Where's the iron banded iron armor? Perfect. Brawler's hide bracers. We're gonna disenchant that. We're gonna drop the clothes. This is something that he doesn't need anymore. Not the fur armor, but the clothes. Right, now we're doing pretty well for ourselves, actually. So let's get back inside. We may have to wait out the storm before we get to Valtheim Towers. That wasn't too bad. Because I know... I remembered that he had steel, but I just remembered now that he had those enchanted two-handed gauntlets. So this worked out well for us, right? Now we will do more two-handed damage. I'm thinking I'm going to stick with two-handed. Let's actually level up. And let's put a point into health now. Increase health? Yes. We're definitely going to need it. You know what? I'm feeling lucky. Let's put two-handed weapon now. I feel like it fits Gunnar the most. Two-handed weapons, and then spells, and maybe a few points into block, because I know block does have, does make use of some block points. But I remember there was a cloak spell, a frost cloak spell. That's definitely what I want to use for Gunnar. Trap ourselves in elemental damage, and when they come close, they just meet an axe and some ice. And I think that's the sort of character what I want to do with this character. Let's make some potions. That's beautiful. There we go. We have a point now into alchemy. I don't want to waste all of it, but I want to make a few things. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, can we make lingering? No, we can't. So let's see if we can make anything original here. If not, then fortify heavy armor. Okay, that's original. And we can make it again. Great. I don't think that's a potion I'm going to use, but honestly, I don't care. I just want to get levels in alchemy. That's fantastic. We only need a few more. I think we need to craft one more potion to let's take the gourd. One more potion to level up alchemy, right? Let me see. Smithing, I'm going to craft perhaps some steel. Yeah, we just need one more potion. And then the next level, I think I'm going to put a point into heavy armor. Armor rating of heavy armor pieces increased by 1% per level of heavy armor. That's actually really good, because that means if we get 10 points into heavy armor, then that's actually 10 plus to our armor rating. I hope that's not too overpowered, because I only wanted a perk tree mod that increased, essentially, the type of fun you can have with a build, or, increase the originality of it. Kind of like Morrowind and Oblivion. Let's take the white cap. I thought we could take it. It's very slim. But okay, that was really awkward. And there was lavender there, but we couldn't take it. It's still raining, and I'm really getting fed up with the weather here. I don't know if heading to Valtheim Towers is brilliant right now, but I'm feeling a little lucky. But perhaps what we should do instead is go to Whiterun, see if we could afford a spell from the Fort Wizard. Because honestly, we do need a little bit of alteration. Well, not alteration, conjuration. I think that's what I'm gonna go for. And his mother being a witch and so forth, despite being a witch to Kinnereth, I definitely imagine her teaching him how to, summon things. And doing it in his favor. So I think, I know there's a necromancer up there. I'm gonna avoid him. Honestly, I think I'm making a mistake going all this way. Yeah, I think I am. I'm gonna turn back, but I'm gonna fast travel to Whiterun. But I'm going to see if we could get a few spells, and then I'm gonna turn back and see if we can handle the situation. Well, it cleared up finally. You're completely dry. Let's go to Dragon's Reach and see if we can get some spells. Let's see what we can afford. Perhaps a better damage spell. I'd like some ice spells. Mainly, I know there's a lot of Nords in Skyrim, but it still slowers down their speed. Which, you know, the slower speed is actually what we're looking for. Yeah, let's activate a Shrine to Talos. Now, I see as Gunnar mainly worshipping the traditional Nordic pantheon, but there's nothing wrong with Talos in his eyes. I would say he definitely worships Talos as well.
Wear the armor of a mercenary. Now that's the life.
So I'm assuming this guard was perhaps a mercenary as well. I did not see this this little imperial. I like that. The little insignia on the sword there. Yeah, Gunnar's definitely a mercenary. So let's disenchant this over here. We're gonna, yeah, disenchant the mage robes, the brawler. Disenchant this as well. We're gonna keep the Iron Hand gauntlets for now, along with the resist magic. I think that's what kept Gunnar alive there with the mage, because we were too slow to react.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the.
What have you got for
So,
sale?
You wish to master the arcane arts.
That's not what we were trying to do at all.
I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll
Books,
appreciate
alarm, spell tome, alarm. Alerts the caster whenever an opponent crosses the 150-foot perimeter for 63 seconds. Okay, this is definitely new. Alter body. Man, that's quite expensive. Arctic blast. I don't think that's something we could cast right now. Bound battle axe. That's actually a pretty good spell. But that's actually something I want to use, but I don't know if we even have the spell points to cast it. Bound sword. Conjure, clan fear. This is new stuff. A flame atronach. Crying eye blinds the target and makes them 20% less likely to detect the caster. Yeah, this is definitely all new stuff. Elemental bolt. Entropic life. Okay. Fast healing. Feet of Natorgo. I think that makes us faster. Firebolt, Flames, Foxskin, Frost Rune, Frostbite, Gonar's Greed, Healing Hands, Ice Spike. Yeah, I don't think we have the ability to cast some of this stuff, honestly. Necromancy we're gonna avoid, but summoning, you know, spells, I think that should be enough. Some of this stuff seems a bit overpowered. Slay the living kills a living target in melee range with 25% or less remaining health. Alright, so what we're gonna pick up is just a familiar spell. And the rest we'll get at a later date. I wanted to get a frostbite spell, but it doesn't seem to be overwhelmingly mandatory, and we don't have all the gold in the world yet. So there we go, and let's set it to a favorite. There we go. Let's actually summon it right now and see how it goes. Yeah, that alone takes quite a bit of magic, though. I think anything else would have taken everything. All right, that's good enough. Let's eat something for now. I think I'm going to purchase some food.
So I can learn the merchant's trade.
We'll talk to Ysolda later. I think I'm going to purchase some food, restock on water, and then finally we're going to make an attempt on Valtheim Towers. And I think if we complete the Valtheim Towers, I think that's where we're going to end the video. This may be our doom, or this may be a lucky break. I don't know yet. We're going to see how it goes. But I'm kind of
If it's work you need,
feeling nervous about it, but
of course.
we need to make some moves and, you know, try to level up.
Let's sate that appetite,
Does nobody sell water skins? She does. Okay, we're gonna get 2 of them. That's great. We'll get the rabbit hunch, the honey nut treats, and a cheese wheel, because I know if you actually get one, it breaks down into 12 slices or something, and you actually get more food out of it.
You know nothing. Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
Nothing. And what of my son?
I'm just gonna listen to this little interaction here.
So don't talk to me about suffering.
Your son chose his side, and he chose poorly, and now he's gone. Such is the way of war. The sooner you accept his loss, the better.
I will never accept his death. My son still lives. I feel it in my heart. So tell me, Battleborns.
I hate the Battleborns, really.
Where are you holding my 4 hours?
Do you believe
I only like
this
John
old
Battleborn, yeah.
holding him? Why, I've got him in my cellar. He's my prisoner. Face it, coward. Your stupid son is dead. He died a stormcloaked traitor. And you best keep your mouth shut before you suffer the same.
Come on, father. There's nothing more to
Yeah,
be
they're
said
just
here.
really terrible. They're really petty. Like, I know, the Greymanes, they're Stormcloak supporters, but do you really have to take it that far, really? What did they really do to you, sort of thing? I know John Battleborn is actually in love with a Greymane. I remember that little story. I don't think there much comes from it. But yeah, I don't like the Battleborns. Most of them, they're really petty. They're imperial. They love to kiss the, I'm just gonna say it, the ass of Imperials, and not a fan of them. Now, granted, there's actually something to be said about supporting the Imperials in this game. A lot of people say supporting the Stormcloaks is a death for Skyrim. I don't think so, and people always misquote the asset part, Ulfric Stormcloak is an asset. That doesn't really mean he's directly assisting the Thalmor. And it simply states afterwards that, a direct Stormcloak victory is also to be avoided. Because if you think about it, honestly, the Nords have always been a problem for elves. I know that bit in ESO, they slayed most of the High Elves in High Rock and actually kicked them out. And then, they conquered Morrowind for a bit, and, they've always been, and obviously the Snow Elven genocide, Nords are really stubborn and strong. And the Red Guards are successfully holding off the Thalmor and Hammerfell. The Red Guards, I don't know all the details of it, but they lost to the... What's going on here?
Need something.
We'll let them be. To the Nords in the War of Bendar Mach. And I don't know the entire details of that, but, if the Nords could pull off things like that, I definitely think they could defend themselves against the Thalmor. And lore-wise, Skyrim is just extremely huge, and the Thalmor are going to be hard-pressed taking, Skyrim back from a bunch of bloodthirsty barbarians in a frosted wasteland that they're not used to. I thought this thing was alive. But anyways, that's up for like another debate at another time. Let's go to Valtheim Towers and let's see if this is going to be our death or if we're actually going to live for the next video. Let's drink some mead. Kind of worried here. Make sure we are well fed and fortified for the upcoming battle. Because I remember the chief is quite powerful. Okay, I didn't realize that the mead lowers down our stamina regeneration. I guess that makes sense. But I'm feeling a little salty about that, really. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. Yeah, I think it wore off. You know what? Let's make use of this now. Perfect. Yes, that's actually pretty cool. I like his little howling. Let's take the lavender, the wolf pelt. I thought we were being attacked. No, we're just out of stamina. Alright, so that should be Valtheim Towers. And, I probably should have purchased some health potions. This is probably not the best thing we're doing right now, or perhaps at least leveled up at least once more. But we have to take a risk here. At least that's what I feel like. We can't, I don't want to hang out around Riverwood and Right One for 2 more videos. I want to start taking some gambles. Because then things will start to get exciting.
Hold it. This here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand over, say, 200 gold if you want to use our road.
How about you let me through and I don't kill you? That's definitely something Gunnar would say.
You know, now that I think of it, that sounds fair. Shove off before the others notice.
I can't believe that worked, and we got a level up. Is this Valtheim Towers? This is Valtheim Towers. Let's,
Get on your way before I kill you.
That actually worked. That actually worked. I did not expect that. I can't believe that worked. The Song of Pelennor. We're gonna take that. I remember there's a pathetic little trap there. We're gonna take all of that. Yep. Completely avoided it. Let's summon our familiar here. There goes some conjuration. Let's actually... No, we'll pick the level up when we're dying. Fantastic. Oh, he has a pickaxe. That's something we're gonna need when we want to mine some ore. Where's the wood axe? Didn't I just see a woodcutter's axe? Okay, let's drop something here. The hunting bow. I don't want to be too over-encumbered. The studded armor. And the gauntlets. Yeah, this is not good. We're gonna keep them at bay with magic for now. Okay, so I think the work... Okay, we actually completed the quest. We're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad at all. Let's get the healing potion. Let's take all the free food we possibly can. There's the woodcutter's axe. That's something we're gonna need. What else could we drop? Perhaps the steel greatsword. All right, so that's good enough. All right, there we go. Get some healing. Honestly, at this point, I feel like we could put a point into our attributes. And, fantastic. That was really fantastic. I don't think the shovel is used for anything, so we're just gonna leave it. Is it? Is the shovel used for something in this game? we're gonna drop the iron plate. No, we're gonna sell it. I don't think it is. So I don't think we're gonna waste the space for it. Man, that was actually easier than I anticipated. I honestly thought that perhaps we were possibly gonna die. We did pretty well there. Magic really makes a huge difference in the beginning. Let's get the amethyst. I know later it's kind of pathetic compared to the warrior skills. Hopefully this magical mod is not overpowered and it just balances out, you know, magic just a little bit more. I'm not a fan of overpowered things at all. Alright, so we're gonna fast travel to Whiterun, because I don't think we're really gonna encounter anything on the way back. I know there's a troll's cave nearby, and I don't think it's... What is going on here? Yeah. I don't know where he thinks he's going. We handled that. I've never seen that before. We're gonna take his... We can't get his Thieves Guild armor. That's great. He was stealing, you know, goblets and ingots. A jug. We're gonna take the ruby. A traveler? Yeah. What mod do I have that's increasing NPC encounters like this? Because I've never seen a Khajiit traveler just stop by the blacksmith and
Need a blade?
start crafting.
Should talk to Adrian at the forge.
I think dragons reach... Yeah, they're definitely gonna be asleep. It's midnight.
I work with my mother. Sell fruits and vegetables. Fun though.
Ysolda, we may marry Ysolda. I'm not sure. That's up for speculation. I'm not fond of her really too much. She's very bland. She's like stale bread.
Well met,
I
kinsman.
enjoy this work well enough. But I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of
Let's get a
selling it.
refill of water.
Of course.
And get a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for it.
And honestly, let's... I think
else,
for now,
just let me know.
we're going to end the video. I performed better than I thought I was going to perform. I honestly expected to die at Valtheim Towers. Not that I wanted to die at the towers, but I felt like we needed to make a move to start to
You know what's wrong with Skyrim.
make our way and level up. In the next video, I'll choose my perk point and see what I really need. But yeah, so far we're not doing too bad. I still expect to die with this character. I don't think we're gonna complete this challenge on the first run. I feel like we're making a lot of mistakes. We're not getting potions, but we don't really have the funds for potions. But at least for now, we'll just accept sort of simple quests and, you know, not do anything too brash. I think the conjuration spell helped there, along with the fire spells. But, yeah, anyways, I think for now, we are going to end the video. And, thank you for watching. And we'll be back with more adventures into Skyrim.